Nothing some hypo spray won't fix.
Sure.
It's painful.
So I really loved your arc on this season of Discovery. Last time we spoke, it was before Locke's death. So can you tell me about like how you felt bringing his arc to a close and filming those final scenes with Eve?
Well, the funny thing about it is that I didn't know if he was going to come back or not, even when we shot the test scene.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't told me. I remember lying in that bed, and it was either Michelle or Tunde or one of them, and I said, "So is this the end, or is he like?" Because I know that it's going to be now the last few episodes are going to be Moll trying to get him back. Like, is he coming back? Like, well, his corpse is going to be around and stuff, but we're not sure if he's going to come back or not. And it was so it made it less about like, okay, I'm dying, but I'm not really dying, maybe. So it was maybe a little bit of less than it normally is, because I die a lot on TV. It's a little less than it normally is, where I'm like, okay, I'm done. But they did have a bit of a clap out for me, which is when, character is finished and then the cast and crew get around and applaud. So I think we all kind of knew that it was the end, maybe. But there was always that little hint. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm coming back. And then they asked me to play his body in episode 10. And I was like, no, not if I'm not gonna stay. If I'm never gonna wake up, then just use a dummy. So I never came back. So it turned out to be my final, that episode at least turned out to be my final days on the show.
And you did such a good job with like the whole arc. And I know we spoke a little bit about it last time and like your love for this franchise. And since you were in prosthetics the whole time, I genuinely think it would be so easy for you to pop up in another Star Trek show. Like, it's been so long since we had like a Jeffrey Combs or a Suzie Plakson
Right.
situation. And I am like manifesting that for you.
Thank you.
If you could jump into like any of the other currently running shows, which one would you choose, and like what kind of character would you want to play?
Good question. I would have loved to work on Section 31, but that ship has sailed. That's a good option. But Stranger Worlds is still going, and then now there's Academy. Academy takes place around Discovery time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe Locke's not dead. He is. I'm just kidding. It would be cool if he wasn't. But I would like, I would like to go a different way, because Locke is like a big, brooding kind of tough guy. And I'd be like, what if I try to maybe, play like a smaller, weirder alien, like a Ferengi or something? Because I have to be in prosthetics. I was in the first season, obviously, as just me. Mm-hmm. And then I'm in this. And I'm also in a Star Trek video game called Resurgence. So it's like, play a main bad guy in that again. I'm trying to catch up to Jeffrey. I only have 9 things more to go or something like that before I can catch up to Jeffrey. So thank you for manifesting that for me.
Yeah, I think watching the older Star Trek seasons and seeing those actors who pop up like over and over.
I mean, it's different nowadays because you don't have 23 episodes a show a season, and they don't have to fill it. And it's not like Law and Order where you just he's a judge one week and then he's a criminal the next. We don't have that luxury. So I'd have to wait a little bit, I think. But if this franchise is going where we all think it's going, maybe in a couple of years, that'd be great. So
one of my favorite things about collecting physical media and just getting these like stunning box sets and things that they're making is the bonus content. Can we expect to see you in any of the bonus content? Like, have you seen the gag reel?
I haven't seen anything. They haven't showed me. I wonder. Gag reel, there's probably a bunch of. I'll tell you, there's got to be gag reels because Eve especially just bumps into everything. When we were wearing those helmets, man, I hope they put this on there. We were wearing those helmets and just every take, it just like bang, Eve falls over, bang, Eve falls over. Because she was leading, so I would just laugh at her falling over. But I hope there's outtakes. I mean, I did interviews and things like that. I don't know what's on the Blu-ray set, but I'm a big collector too, and I always like behind the scenes stuff. So hopefully there's a good chunk of stuff that I did on there. And if not, I mean, everything's so fascinating. They have 5 seasons to talk about.
So what's next on the horizon for you? What can fans look forward to seeing you in the future?
My whole life is NDAs. The only thing I would say the things I'm allowed to talk about. I mean, Blood of Zeus on Netflix, most definitely is a really good show. Season 3 just got greenlit. We're doing it on that now. And a couple of games that I can't, like 4 games that I can't talk about. And yeah, a lot of my life is voiceover and performance capture.
Mhm.
Uh, so I was just in Serbia shooting a game that I can't talk about. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about. But the stuff I can't talk about, I would say Blood of Zeus on Netflix is.
Excellent. And I know joining Star Trek was such a huge career goal for you. I'm interested to know what other dream franchises you want to check off your bucket list.
That's a good question. I mean, Star Trek was always kind of number one for me. I mean, I love Star Wars. I love Marvel. I love DC. I've done DC. I played the Penguin in a game, which was really fun. Um, yeah, I mean, is it wrong for a Star Trek actor to say like Star Wars? So,
No, not at all.
yeah, no, of course I'd love to be on Star Wars. And Star Wars was the reason I wanted to be. It's actually really, really interesting because when I was a kid, Star Wars was the first thing I saw, and I wanted to be in Star Wars, but I didn't know what that meant. It was just like I just wanted to be there, and
Mhm.
then like I didn't really know about acting and things like that, and then I saw Star Trek, and then it became, oh, I want to know about this, and then I think that kind of led me to a lot of learning about film and TV, and then that because I dove so like head first into the old show and TNG and stuff that I
Mhm.
kind of like it took over from Star Wars. But if I'm honest, Star Wars was my impetus to be in this world. So I would actually probably love to join that franchise at one point.
Well, excellent.
But I still like Star Trek more.
Yeah. I mean, me as well. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me today. I can't wait to look for you in the gag reel and manifest more Star Trek for you in the future.
Thank you, Sam.